Hello everyone, my name's Wild Rumpus, here back in round 5 of ADV Revival 3, and we have a recognizable face here. Actually kind of the only reason I'm covering this set, or rather, the only reason I selected this set. I wanted to cover a set just because they're fun to commentate. And that's Tetrafolium, who many of you may already know, not only from being a commentator this tournament here on Revival Tournaments, but also as a ADV YouTuber with some nice content there. So definitely check him out if you are interested in some ADV content. Yeah, versus Mechanical Rhythm, who I do not know, so I'm sure they're a worthy opponent. Nevertheless, this is round 5, as I mentioned. Let's get right into it. Round 5 Swiss, that is. Okay, Fori does not like to see immense lead. Vaporeon will eat the Fire Blast quite nicely. Takes the burn though, which is tough. And to be clear, I have not watched this set in advance, so I don't know the quality of these games. I didn't even ask Tetra, like, hey, are these good games or not? Because I suspect he's like a little humble about stuff like that. But also did bring some, like, I think, hard stall for some of the earlier matches. Okay, nevertheless, things are happening. We see a lot of blue Pokemon revealed from Tetra. And just trying to switch into, okay, that's a hidden power, either electric or grass from Suicune, which is actually going to be a viable threat against Vaporeon here. Which is normally a Pokemon, I mean, with Water Absorb that deals quite well with Suicune, especially having Roar there. It seems like Mechanical Rhythm maybe brought a slower paced team. Okay, yeah, now the sand is going up. Oh, as T-Tar has its lunch here with Lumberry, take a moment to talk about, it seems like a slower paced team from Mechanical Rhythm. So typically those really stally teams might have issues with a bulky setup sweeper like a Suicune, so just having Vaporeon is usually just an all-in-one check, either with Haze or with Roar. And of course, Water Absorb, I mean, Suicune often only runs Surf as its attacking move, so you full wall it. But even if a Suicune happens to be running that second most common move of Ice Beam, you are resisting that quite easily as Vaporeon. So it's kind of just a throw-on Suicune check. It's a bulky water. But with Tetrafolium having that that more offensive... Okay, here comes Danny DeVito. What is this thing even called? It's a Donphan. Yeah, definitely some offense here from Tetra. Definitely something very slow from Mechanical Rhythm. And being unable to get that spike down turn 1 with Fori against the Ments was quite unfortunate, because you would love to have a spike down here. Aurora gets clicked, okay, so that earlier burn from Fire Blast no longer a factor. In comes Fortress now, gonna eat an Earthquake. Just about 30%. Tetra taking some time on the timer there, deciding to boom for the Ments follow-up. But... well, yeah, I mean, this Fori is probably slower than anything Tetrafolium has, which means it probably won't be able to get up any spikes. Unless you can find doubles, like so many doubles. Okay, Wish is like an option, I guess, to heal up Fortress, but obviously not this turn. As we do see the Regice, this is a specially offensive special wall. So Blissey, of course, is kind of the premier special wall as just insta-boom there. Okay. Gara. This is looking pretty bad for Tetra, I gotta say, at this point. Maybe some premature booms, because neither boom has claimed a KO. Double Edge Click now into Donphan, not going to be nearly enough. Here's Hidden Power Rock. Is going to do just about half. Comfortable 2-hit KO. Second Double Edge does not crit, so down goes Gara. And maybe Tetrafolium's trying to set up for a last mon Suicune, given the fact that Vaporeon has Roar rather than Haze. Because Roar would mean that if it's last mon Suicune, you actually get to set up on it, and it's no longer that just guaranteed check. Oh, but yeah, the Raikou probably gonna be wraps for Suicune setting up opportunities. This is looking now very good for Mechanical Rhythm. Decides to go into Donphan here. Are we going to see Rock Clicked or Earthquake? Rest, okay. With the Aroma Bliss, that makes sense. Maybe a little pivoting around with Vaporeon, actually straight into the dude, Raikou. Yeah, I mean, this is looking very dire for Tetrafolium. Kind of need some to go really well. We don't know if this Raikou has Ice or not, but okay, it clicked Ice. Now we do. T-Tar, it might live one. It should live one, yeah. Sleeping Donphan, though, is doing fine. And basically, as Mechanical Rhythm, all you have to do here is just engineer a situation in which Raikou does not have to switch into like a boosted Suicune, essentially. Yeah, because this Vaporeon can roar it out whenever, as Tetrafolium just going for a freeze there. Things are that dire. Yeah, you just don't want to let this Suicune set up a little too much before Raikou can really contest it. Otherwise, and actually, have we saw, yeah, no, this is Roarless Suicune actually, so, or excuse me, Restless, because it's surely going to have a water move. Okay, and I think Mechanical Rhythm, recognizing that, is just going to start Seismic Tossing the Suicune down, because without Rest, then you really don't have to worry about the sweep. Misses the Toxic, unfortunate. Yeah, this game is like super over. Suicune needs a lot of hacks. Gets Toxic, now it's like definitively over, because I think Vaporeon has Protect, so it's like impossible to have enough turns, even with like freezes and crits. So yeah, it will be a successful stall here from Mechanical Rhythm. Only 40 turns as well. Yeah, I don't know. I think that obviously there were a couple booms there that just didn't really find much value. I mean, Fori ended up just kind of getting sacked off later. The spikes weren't that important for Mechanical. Well, the spikes would have been very nice, especially with like Suicune and T-Tar switching around, would have really forced some progress. But even without that, I mean, we're just seeing Restless Suicune here into the stall. Not going to be able to power through, unfortunately. And yeah, T-Tar going for the DD, hoping to live, hoping to flinch down the entire world, even though I'm pretty sure Raikou just outspeeds. And misses the Rock Slide for good measure. So it will be up 1-0 for Mechanical Rhythm, and we did not even see the last Pokemon. Pretty safe bet, I think, to say it's a spin blocker. One of those like stally spin blockers, so maybe even like a Dusclops or something to that effect. I feel like if it was Sableye, then maybe we would have seen Sableye come in for a knock at some point. But yeah, it's going to be stall winning this in 46 turns. All right, on to game 2. We got Skarm lead now versus Omastar. Not the most common Pokemon. It does have a higher special attack, I believe, than... oh, it's got spikes as well. Look at that. I think it has higher special attack, excuse me, than Kingdra. Maybe? Or maybe it's just that it has spikes. I know, like, Gorbis is, like, in there somewhere. I don't know. Like, I've only ever used Kingdra as a rain sweeper, and I've never felt like I should be using something else. Nevertheless, we're looking at a rain team, which is quite interesting. So far, 4 Mons revealed for Rhythm. Going for Calm Mind on Celebi now. And Leech, okay. Is this a passer? Because I could see, yeah, there we go. I could see some passing action to a Rain Dance Sweeper. Skarm's going to go for all the spikes, which I think makes sense because this team has Omastar and Ludicolo. Are they really fitting a robust spinner on this team? I don't really think so. Maybe there's some random... I feel like Starmie would still be weird because you already have like the 2 water types. But then again, if it is like a proper rain team, I don't know. I expect there's probably a Lax in the back, just a very common weather clear special wall. And so far, Tetrafolium's team looking pretty standard. And yeah, now 3 spikes down for both sides. Okay, in comes Bean the Celebi, and gets roared out. A little bit of spikes chipped there. Okay, in comes Claydol. On the Thunder. which, yeah, makes sense on the Rain Dance teammates. No freeze here means Rapid Spin will go off, and that is a lot of pressure alleviated for Tetrafolium. In comes Ludicolo on the Celebi. It's looking good for Tetra so far, I'd say, just by virtue of the fact that, like, with all due respect, there's an Omastar and a Ludicolo. And I'm saying all due respect to those Pokemon, not the opponent. Yeah, there's, you know, a whole Skarmory here. Suicune actually looks somewhat, oh, okay, Doug finds the trap here. And Celebi was actually a pretty, oh, Celebi's actually gonna live. That is very bulky, or that Doug just does nothing. I wonder if that's a bulky Doug intended to trap Blissey and eat an Ice Beam, but there's no, unless Celebi Baton passes into it, but I don't know. Nonetheless, what is Celebi at now? Okay, so it's like almost dead to spikes. So Doug basically did its job, but it did die for it, so a little tough there. Down goes Ludicolo now to the Celebi. And in comes Jirachi, which has revealed Ice Beam. If you can land a Leech Seed on it, okay, now it's going to get dealt with more decently. Looks like Skarmory will get sacked off here. And we'll get frozen. Okay. Which, if this Skarmory had a Protect, would have clicked it there probably. Did not click it that turn, because the freeze text would have appeared first with that Protect priority. Nonetheless, Claydol switching in now on the Thunder. I mean, it's not impossible for... Okay, now it's impossible for Jirachi to sweep. I was going to say, if you get every turn right, then, yeah, things could go well. Claydol is just going to take out the Celebi here. And there's still 2 unrevealeds from Mechanical Rhythm. More KOs for sure from Tetra. Spike goes back down on the EQ. Interesting click on the Spike there. I mean, it really only... I mean, it affects half of Tetra's team. But with no Sand up, like, is the one Spike really worth eating that much damage on your Omastar? I don't know. Might just be better off taking the KO. Oh, and now Jirachi is kind of being allowed to set up. Things are getting scary. Hydro Pump miss. I mean, that Hydro would have done... It probably would have just gotten healed off by the Wish afterwards. Yeah, like in the ballpark of probably 20-ish%. Okay, this Omastar needs a crit, basically, and it's running out of pumps. Got 3 left, and Tetra says, nope, you're not allowed. Okay, Doug is basically exactly what you need here. Does Jirachi live? It is at full. Wow, it absolutely lives. Down goes Dugtrio, and Lastmon Kingdra. Okay, so it was just full Rain Sweepers here. Kingdra absolutely chunking it for 26 there in the rain. Gets parried. I mean, the para really doesn't matter here because this Kingdra needed at least 1 turn to reset the rain, so it wasn't going to outspeed and KO a max HP Suicune. I think even Hidden Power Grass crit is not going to get there, and Suicune probably KOs back, I would imagine. But also like can set up and stuff like that. Suicune walls Kingdra. Kingdra kind of walls Suicune, but less effectively because it doesn't have rest. Nevertheless, Tetrafolium gonna win game 2 here against the full Rain team, which is interesting. I haven't seen... I mean, you sometimes see Ludicolo and Kingdra on the same team, but I have never seen Omastar and Kingdra on the same team. Yeah, unique. Alright, game 3. It's decided here. It's going to be Zapdos versus T-Tar. Much more standard lead matchup. And T-Tar going for the pursuit. Little chip there on Zap as Claydol enters. And Claydol, knowing that this is Pursuit Tar, might be fearing a crunch. And it crits to find the KO. That would not have KO'd otherwise. It's quite unfortunate because if you're Mechanical Rhythm and you have a Spiker, then you just know that Tetra very unlikely to have another Rapid Spinner, so those spikes will just be absolutely free. Okay, so you can gonna start setting up here. Shiny Blissey enters. I wonder if this is the... I don't think that the sample team with the Fire Blast Blissey does lead T-Tar. I think it's lead Skarm. But this could be that team and just switched around the lead. You never know. Oh no, it's Shiny Suicune as well. So I think this Mechanical Rhythm just likes the Shinies. Nevertheless, Snorlax enters, starts setting up a little bit, as Suicune is actually the switch in. Okay, because of the roar, I suppose. Tar was healthy though, no? Healthy-ish. An Earthquake would kind of ruin its day, so it's the contingency plan against that. Blissey going to catch a Toxic on the entry here. And Zapdos does not stay in. We'll switch out into Celebi on Fori now. Makes sense with the Pursuit Tar. Magneton enters, and Rhythm scouts for the trap. Excuse me. Goes for Fire Blast and a Suicune. This one could go long. Just based on how things are here. Because if that Fortress ever commits... Well, if it commits to clicking Spike, then it's just trapped. But if it has Earthquake, then it can catch the Magneton on the entry. No, went for Spike. Tetra was scared of the Earthquake. And now Fori has a free Spike. Let's go for another. Wow, Fori's going to get all 3 Spikes. This is now looking very good for Mechanical Rhythm, I would say. The trap now. Oh, gets out of the way. That's surprising, honestly, because, you know, the trap still would have been worthwhile. And Mag clicking Rain Dance is curious as well, because that kind of reveals your hand a little bit. Let's take shop of things here. So first of all, Fortress not going for the 3rd Spike is a little bit surprising, because 3 Spikes is like far, far better than 2. And arguably worth losing your Fortress for. The only reason you'd want to preserve your Fortress is for some defensive capability, which really only applies against Snorlax. But the bigger component is Explosion. Because if this Fortress has Explosion and you can find an entry with it after, you know, doing whatever, whether you get the 3 Spikes or just the 2, then that could come in real handy versus a Suicune that was forced to rest, for example, in a last month Suicune scenario, or just momentum in general. So having the Explosion and preserving the Fortress makes some sense, but there's definitely a case to be made for that 3rd Spike nonetheless. But the Rain Dance click is interesting, because it kind of reveals the hand that you have the Weather Clear on Magneton, which means that if I'm Mechanical Rhythm, I'm now much, much more careful about preserving my T-Tar, because I do not want to deal with a setting up Suicune or a setting up Snorlax, which, yeah, we have seen both these Pokemon are revealed to be setup variants. Yeah, I am keeping my Tar around, just so that once this Magneton goes down, I know I can have, or I can feel pretty confident that I have permanent rain. Maybe Suicune's running Rain Dance, but I kind of doubt it. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now. Okay, and also 2 unrevealeds for Mechanical Rhythm. So I think that in the information game, the Spike game, and just the number of Pokemon, definitely ahead. Okay, gets the sand back up on the Leech. Always scary, because this could be a grass move being clicked. And it's actually, like, not unreasonable for Celebi to click a grass move there, expecting Blissey to switch out, because you're not getting pressured that hard when you have a Blissey Leech seated in front of you. Okay, the double out from Fori into Blissey on the Zapdos. And again, if you are able to get that 3rd Spike down from Fori, then you never ever need to send it in again unless you're booming. Although if I'm Tetra, I'm going Mag here, because it feels like this Fori entry is only to click Spike. No, goes Zapdos. So now Fori has those 3 Spikes down, and it never has to come in again. It just really doesn't have to risk getting trapped. It can eat a hit from Lax and boom, I guess. Scare out Snorlax doing that. But yeah, there's really no need to pivot in or around it. I mean, you can pivot through the Fortress still. And yeah, it's going to happen right here on the Leech Seed. Just waste some PP, because again, Fori's health is like really not that important. If you are booming into a setup sweeper, like a Suicune, it kind of needs to be rested, so that you aren't just outsped and KO'd. And it looks like Celebi's just going to get stalled out of Leech Seeds here. Are we going to see... Ooh, I was going to say, yeah, that's like the one way. The one way that things can get really scary is risking the crit or risking the roll on the T-Tar entry on the grass move. Yeah, I don't know if I liked that. Because it's so needless, right? T-Tar's at the same amount of HP as it was earlier. Okay, Zap Cannon clicked now. I feel like Mechanical Rhythm is playing this in a way that isn't just trying to stall Celebi out of Leech Seeds. Like clicking the Zap Cannon and doing all this. Really, like, this mon is doing nothing, right? It is slowly being worn down, and yeah, does get forced to switch out now. Lax in on the Jirachi, and Lax is looking like a threat against the Pokemon that are here so far. Yeah, Suicune gonna re-enter as the Lax check, which again, not the most robust actually. This is the last roar that Suicune can take against the +1. Ooh. Oh, Pataya. Are you gonna click Surf here on the Rain Dance? Oh, I would have. No, I would have on Ladder, but not in the tournament game. Okay. So this is Mag's last entry. It does not find the hacks on Blissey yet. But man, Magneton like really chunks Blissey. I know it's Pataya and +1, but still, you can actually like pressure this Pokemon. There's the Para. On the full Para, might be worth just taking the KO at this point if you're Rhythm. Yeah, don't really want to risk too much. Okay, Lax is back in. And do you just go hard Tar here? He does. They do. I don't know Rhythm. Curse comes out. Does T-Tar have a Brick Break perchance? Nope, just gonna click Crunch. So Lax is gonna get pressured to rest, and then you can go Suicune and then roar it out again. But you're kind of just kicking the can down the road. Yeah, and I wonder what the 6th is for Mechanical Rhythm. Because this Lax is looking like a problem against Suicune, Jirachi, Forretress can't touch it, T-Tar can't touch it, Blissey can't touch it. So you really need the last Pokemon that can deal with it. Whether that last... I don't think it's like a Meta or something. I don't know what Mechanical Rhythm's last is. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. And I'm sure many people watching are like, oh, it's obviously this Pokemon. How do you not know that? Sorry, my bad. Okay, back to Celebi versus Blissey. Heal Bell clicked. Okay, that's actually pretty huge, because that is going to bring Lax back. Now there is 3 layers and the sand, but again, to be able to wear down a Pokemon like Snorlax with 3 layers and sand, you kind of need something that can actually threaten it out, because if it can just come in and then eat whatever hits while cursing and rest up and then continue, that doesn't matter anymore. Jirachi showing Wish as well, has shown Wish earlier. It's more defensive, has Toxic, which again, if this is Immunity Snorlax, which is pretty common, then that's not going to do anything. And even if it's not Immunity, it has Rest, like it just rests past the Toxic. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to come down somewhat to A, Forretress's Boom, if it can find Snorlax or not, and B, what Mechanical Rhythm's last Pokemon is. And it's Arrow. Okay, Arrow can do it for sure. Yeah. This is now a good position, I would say. Double Edge Click. This is going to 2-hit KO the Suicune. Lax was... Oh, doesn't take the 2-hit KO for some reason. I guess not wanting the Lax to set up? I think that might have just been a misplay, to be honest, though. Yeah, because that was doing 33, right? And Suicune was, like, way less. Maybe that was just a high roll, and a low roll would have... but even then, like, you're only risking a crit, right? Because Arrow just lives a +0 Surf, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, Lax can come in. It doesn't have Body Slam, so you can very easily take a return and chunk Lax down until it has to rest, and then you can roar it out again, and then now it's resting. And next time Arrow comes in, it's like a huge threat again. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like going for that kill on Suicune kind of made sense. Will be double rest here. And Suicune having rest for Mechanical Rhythm is, or excuse me, having roar is quite nice in the Suicune mirror, as well as just racking up Spike's Chip in this particular game. Celebi having shown Heal Bell means it has... yeah, it doesn't have Psychic, so still has Grass, but yeah. Now Suicune's setting up for Tetrafolium. If this is Rest Talk Suicune, then maybe... no. Mechanical Rhythm's own Suicune is just going to be able to deal with this very easily. I think Tetra needs some crits here to win this interaction. No! Is Roar himself and finds what I assume was a speed tie there. Yeah, it looks like it was a speed tie. Okay. But now that you're forced to rest, you get roared out afterwards. So full set now revealed for Suicune. Blaziken is soft-boiled. We're going to see Mechanical Rhythm go back into Suicune and roar as Tetra burns out those sleep turns. We might be in for a long one here. Arrow is still like a very looming threat, bear in mind. Ooh, are we going to see another roar click here? That'd be quite nice. Get that chip on Snorlax. Oh yeah. It's going to get forced to rest soon. And knowing that the Celebi, like, no Psychic, only HP Grass, Arrow can enter on it. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Heal Bell clicked, which I don't know if that Heal Bell did anything, right? Because that Suicune was already... oh, I think Zap rested, so it healed Zap, but didn't matter for the Suicune. Okay, what gets clicked? Double Edge. 51. Again, are you going to go for this? That I could see being a roll. Goes for it, finds the KO. Yeah, Arrow looking very, very good right now. And Mechanical Rhythm can just go Blissey, Toxic this, force the rest, roar it out, rinse and repeat. If you roar out Snorlax, then you just click roar again. And it either gets forced to rest or what have you. If you roar out Celebi, then you still have a full HP Arrow that can do that one switch in on a Hidden Power Grass. Yeah, and Celebi now actually catches a Toxic. Are we going to see a double out back into Suicune? It doesn't really, like, achieve that much, though. Oh, Fori. A Boomier would really simplify the equation. And it does provide, like, a good example of kind of the value that... oh, no, it's Bug. Okay. Down goes Celebi. And that might just be it. I mean, like, the Heal Bell is so important. Okay. Do you boom here? The thing is, you can't even, like, sack Celebi on the boom because it dies to spikes and the boom doesn't go off. And to be clear, this has... it probably doesn't have boom, actually, which is tough. A boom would have been really good in this matchup. Nevertheless, Celebi's dead. Suicune gonna roar things out. Can maybe just start clicking Perma-Roar. Things are looking very dire for Tetra. Yeah, in comes Celebi, goes down. Back into Suicune. Just gonna burn another sleep turn and get roared out. No, actually it woke up that turn. My mistake. Oh, I was thinking, do you go for this as Arrow? Okay, risk to crit for probably the game. But, yeah, down goes Suicune. Lax is somewhat unhealthy from coming in on spikes earlier, getting roared out. It's a really tall ask for Lax to be able to do this. Goes for a rest, but this is a comfortable 3-hit KO. And with Arrow outspeeding means Lax can't rest again. Oh, what the hell? Why? Is this Focus Punch? Okay, it's Focus Punch. Right, but now Snorlax wakes up, and there's, like, Focus Punch mind games. Crunch. Okay, I mean, Crunch will do it. Sure. It was still, like, a basically guaranteed win here. But definitely took more turns than just clicking Double Edge a bunch as Arrow. Maybe he was running low. No, there's no way he's running low on PP. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was trying to push it to 100 turns. But, yeah, a pretty strong performance there for Mechanical Rhythm. Tetrafolium had the outs. The Snorlax was looking like a threat up until Arrow entered. Kind of exactly what you need, just something that can actually hit physically and threaten Lax before it boosts, unlike the special attackers that really don't do much into Snorlax's relatively high special defense and HP combination. Nevertheless, that is the series. Will be Mechanical Rhythm taking the set. Apologies to Tetrafolium. I didn't know that you lost this, but it was a good game, so nothing to be ashamed of, I guess. Not that there was anyway. Maybe me saying this now is almost gives some implications, which it should not. Yeah, I'm rambling now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Donate to the prize pool as well. I have updated the past 3 rounds because we are obviously going to be behind rounds as far as the editing is concerned and the output. But yeah, for the donations, I've been updating that, and it hasn't changed between like 2 to 3 different rounds. So yeah, donate. And subscribe to the channel as well. Subscribe not only to this channel, but Tetrafolium's channel as well, because he does make some cool stuff. But that's enough from me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you all later.